Our rhythm in the silence crack. Your laugh, a bass line pulling chaos back. Through the noise of a world half deaf, we're the melody the static can't draft. Love's roaring anthem, a rebel's refrain, a crescendo crashing through the chains. Let the critics choke, let the cynics divide. We're the chorus the world can't hide. You're the discord in the perfect score, a jagged note that left them wanting more. They swore we'd fade with the radio's lie, but we're the feedback that won't die. Love's roaring anthem, a rebel's refrain, a crescendo crashing through the chains. Let the critics choke, let the cynics divide. We're the chorus the world can't hide. When the speakers bleed and the stages rust, we'll write our vows in the vinyl's dust. A ballad of fractures too loud to erase. This love's the riff no script could replace. No script could replace. Guitar boards with rebellious melody, urgent yet soulful. Thunder love's roaring anthem, no key, no cage, a distortion hymn scrawled on history's page. No requiem could bury the sound we've become. This roars the drum, we're the hum. We'll scream where the speakers decay. Love's anthem, love's anthem. We'll scream where the speakers decay. Love's anthem, love's anthem. Your breath of furnace, my shadows fight. Through the ash of a world turned numb, we're the embers the storm left undone. Burning strong through the ache and the ache, a forge of defiance no flood could break. Let the wind scream colder, let the skeptics conspire. We're the blaze that climbs higher. You're the crack in the ice of their laws, a fevered whisper that rewrites the cause. They swore we'd drown in the lies they've spun, but we're the wildfire that's just begun. Burning strong through the ache and the ache, a forge of defiance no flood could break. Let the wind scream colder, let the skeptics conspire. We're the blaze that climbs higher. When the pyres crumble and the prophets fade, we'll carve our creed in the scars they've made. A song of cinders, too raw to erase. This burns the compass no storm could displace. We're the sign. We'll rise where the ash meets the dawn, burning strong, burning strong. Like comets in a borrowed sky, your touch the friction that defied goodbye. Through the static of a world half alive, we're the voltage the void can't survive. Sparks fly when we collide, supernova's breath, a kinetic hymn that outruns death. Let the circuits fry, let the skeptics deride. We're the flash that burns through the light. You're the tremor in the fault line's creed, a fracture blazing where the numb can see. They swore we'd short in the storm they've spun, but we're the lightning that strikes as one. Sparks fly when we collide, supernova's breath, a kinetic hymn that outruns death. Let the circuits fry, let the skeptics deride. We're the flash that burns through the light. When the Brits go dark and the screens hearts turn cold, we'll write our names in the aurora's fold. A ballad of chaos, too wild to erase. This love's the arc no law could replace. It sparks fly when we collide. No fuse, no chain. A wildfire's creed in the acid rain. No blackout could steal what we dared to ignite. This crash is the light, we're the fight. We'll blaze where the static can't hide. Sparks fly, sparks fly.
We wrote our vows in the river's spine, your voice a current that defied the line. Through the cracks of a fractured shore, with the roots the flood can't ignore. Bound by love, tethered, unswayed, a constellation's thread, where the lost star remained. Let the tempest roar, let the skeptics divide. We're the tide that outruns the guide. You're the flaw in the jailer's rhyme, a rebel vine climbing walls they designed. They swore we'd snap like the ropes they've spun, but we're the knots that come undone. Bound by love, tethered, unswayed, a constellation's thread, where the lost star remain. Let the tempest roar, let the skeptics divide. We're the tide that outruns the guide. When the anchors rust and the lighthouse is dim, we'll stitch our scars to the horizon's rim. A psalm of tangled light, too fierce to erase. This bond's the fight no storm could replace. When the anchors rust and the lighthouse is dim, we'll stitch our scars to the horizon's rim. A song of tangled light, too fierce to erase. This bond's the fight no storm could replace. We'll linger where the fence is frayed, bound by love, by love, by we cracked the code of the radio sigh. Your voice a frequency piercing the sky. In the static of their hollow decree, we're the static they'll never unsee. Screaming love through the night, raw, uncontained. A rebel broadcast the stars have ordained. Let the circuits break, let the skeptics deride. We're the noise that outruns the tide. The glitch in their polished machine, a jagged anthem rupturing the routine. They swore we'd fade with the signal's decay, but we're the feedback that won't obey. Screaming love through the night, raw, uncontained. A rebel broadcast the stars have ordained. Let the circuits break, let the skeptics deride. We're the noise that outruns the tide. When the towers fall and the screens turn black, we'll carve our vows in the neon's crack. A ballad of chaos, too fierce to erase. This love's the scream no void could replace. Screaming love through the night, no script, no chain. A distortion hymn scrawled in the acid rain. No frequency could bury the truth we've designed. This screams the sign, we're the undefined. We'll crackle where the airwaves thin. Screaming love, screaming. Oh no, a raw guitar screams. We mapped the trails of the endless void. Your pulse, a compass where the stars avoid. Through the dust of a borrowed sky, where the silence the clocks defy. Chasing forever, horizons unseen. A
is the hymn no void could replace. This race is the sign. We're the undefined. We'll vanish where the cosmos thins, chasing forever.
We carved our names in the ancient stone. Your breath, a rhythm where the ages grown. Through the cracks of borrowed tomorrows, we're the roots that silence borrows. Love that stands through time, unshaken, unswayed. A monument hymn where the stars cascade. Let the seasons fracture, let divide. We're the stone that outlives the tide. You're the flaw in the hourglass sand, a rebel grain slipping through fate's clenched hand. They swore we'd fade with the dust they've sown, but we're the roots where the wild has grown. Love that stands through time, unshaken, unswayed. A monument's hymn where the stars cascade. Let the seasons fracture, let the eons divide. We're the stone that outlives the tide. When the maps dissolve and the compass rusts, we'll carve our path in the dusk of trust. A psalm of patience, too fierce to erase. This love's the scar no hour can replace. Love that stands through time, no clock, no creed. A fossilized vow where the rush concedes. No hourglass grave for the dawn we've designed. This grips the rhyme. We're the undefined. We'll linger where the timelines blur, standing strong, standing. We woke the beast in the hurricane's core. Your pulse, a tremor that cracked the floor. Through the static of a world half deaf, where the lightning, the void can't rest. The roar of love, tectonic and sworn, a monolith's hymn where the fractured are born. Let the skeptics choke, let the systems divide. We're the inferno that outruns the tide. You're the spark in the circuit's lie, a live wire thrashing where the numb comply. They swore we'd shorten the volts they've sold, but we're the voltage that rewrites the mold. Roar of love, tectonic hidden sworn, a monolith's hymn where the fractured are born. Let the skeptics choke, let the systems divide. We're the inferno that outruns the tide. When the grids collapse and the screens turn gray, we'll carve our names in the thunder's decay. A ballad of chaos, too fierce to erase. This roar's the anthem no code could replace. We're the light, we'll vanish where the mute laws bend. Roar of love, roar. Roar. We lit the spark in the endless gray, your voice a lantern guiding the way. Through the cracks of a fractured dawn, we're the embers the night leans on. Hope that never fades, steady unswayed. A lighthouse is him where the storms cascade. Let the shadows scream, let the skeptics deride. We're the flame that outruns the tide. The crack in the fortress wall, a rebel whisper defying the fall. They swore we'd crumble with the weight they've hurled, but we're the roots that outlast the world. Never fades, steady unswayed, a light in the dusk of trust, a psalm of patience too fierce to erase this hopeless scar no storm can replace. We'll linger where the shadows thin, hope never fades, never. We struck the match in the hollow of night, your touch a spark that defied the fight. Through the ash of a world turned numb, we're the embers the storm left undone. Love on fire, volcanoes unsealed, a primal hymn where the fractured are healed. Let the wind scream colder, let the skeptics conspire. We're the blaze that climbs higher. You're the crack in the power grid's lie, a live wire thrashing where the numb comply. They swore we'd shorten the volts they've sold, but we're the blackout that rewrites the mold. Love on fire, volcanoes unsealed, a primal hymn where the fractured are healed. Let the wind scream colder, let the skeptics conspire. We're the blaze that climbs higher. When the grids collapse and the screens turn cold, we'll tattoo our truth in the neon's hole. A ballad of sparks too fierce to erase. This love's the crash no code can replace. No code can replace. Love on fire, no script, no chain, a static confession the pure can't contain. No factory could stamp what we've dared to create. This burns our fate. We're the way. We'll crackle where the signal's thin. Love on fire, fire. We trace the roads where the street lights fade, your heartbeat echoing through the cascade. Through the cracks cracks of a fractured sky, where the shadows the night can't deny. Running to you, wild and unswayed, a hurricane's breath, where the rules decay. Let the sirens wail, let the borders bleed, where the storm they'll never leave. You're the crack in the jailer's key, a wildfire scorching their decree. They swore we'd break what the wild designs, but we're the thunder that outruns confines. Running to you, wild and unswayed, a hurricane's breath, where the rules decay. Let the sirens wail, let the borders bleed, where the storm they'll never leave. When the chains rust and the judges fade, we'll carve our names where the canyons sway. A psalm of claws and wings unbound, this wild's the hymn no grave could drown. Could drown, could drown. Running to you, no chains, no creed, a road where rivers roll in the lies they breathe. No cage could hold what we've dared to ignite. This wild's the fight, we're the light. We'll vanish where the plains agree. Running to you, to you. We broke the locks on the iron gate. Your hand's a key to a freer fate. Through the rust of their hollow decree, we're the whispers the chains set free. Hearts unchained, wild and unswayed, a rebel's hymn where the lost are remade. Let the skeptics plead, let the borders divide, we're the tide that outruns the guide. You're the flaw in the jailer's plan, a spark igniting where the numb began. They swore we'd fade with the dust they've sown, but we're the wildfire that's overgrown. Hearts unchained, wild and unswayed, a rebel's hymn where the lost are remade. Let the and wings unbound. This love's the hymn no grave could drown. Hearts unchained, no lock, no creed. Aruba rivers roar in the lies they breed. No cage could hold what we've dared to ignite. This wild's the fight. We're the light. We'll vanish where the plains agree. Hearts unchained, unchained.